everyone, my name is Aaron.
I'm Nayomi.
Today we got Dreamville with Revenge of the Dreamers 3. One of the most anticipated albums of the entire year. We're pretty big J. Cole fans, we're pretty big Dreamville fans in general. I mean, you got Jid, Earth Gang, a lot of unique voices over there, Ari Lennox. To say we're excited for this is probably an understatement, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. First track, Under the Sun, featuring J. Cole, Loot, and DaBaby.
I done seen it all, oh my God. Nothing new under the sun, nobody fucking with sun. I got a couple of sons, a couple of guns, a couple of niggas that bust up the party and fuck up the fun.
First of all, goddamn, sample's fantastic. It's like gospel inspired, a tinge of soul to it.
You know that song, I'm Gonna Miss You? Like that oldie song? I'm gonna miss you, I can't lie. Dude, sounded like that. I thought it was J. Cole for like 2 seconds, and I was like, what the fuck?
It's the way he's snapping right off the bat, dude. This is what I wanted.
How many bullets your dog catching? Sawed off, raw dog fashion. Hard off, hope dog catching. Damn. Too many options here, tell me who you with, ay.
I just heard Kendrick. He wasn't a feature on here. J. Cole, Kendrick, more of that. More of that.
Pistol grip, get you squeezing. Wish a nigga would like Liam Neeson. I don't even need a reason. Loyalty over cheese and bitch nigga come and see me. Put some respect on my name.
Gold mouth, bitch, fuck 'em all.
Put diamonds on all of my teeth, now they probably think I ain't intelligent. In the homicide unit interrogation, asking questions, you know I ain't tell them shit. Got a Glock with a dick, let's get physical. They gon' be hollering out ripping, they missing you. They got me started, I might as well finish it.
I just was impressed by DaBaby. Like, not just his flow, which was on point, but the lyrical content. We've only heard the song Shug, and I believe we've only heard him featured on a Megan Thee Stallion song. So we haven't heard a lot of him, but you know, his rapping seems to be very kind of like violent and bravado pushing. And here, even though there was a bit of that aggression, it was laced with like a personal touch, like a background story to him. And talking about how he puts diamond in his teeth and now people think he's unintelligent, but yet he's ripping off this very poetic set of bars, clearly showcasing like, dude, you guys are all underestimating me just because I'm a rapper. You have this preconceived notion of what I am and what I can do.
It's very anti-cops.
Yeah, definitely.
Too many options here, tell me who you with.
Kendrick is kind of giving me Kanye vibes. It's a really good track. I like the ooze in the back, like when Kendrick would come in, give it a little change up, but in the right ways.
That was an awesome bit of production because not only did you have that soulful touch, but the bass was very modern sounding, and the way the drums are kicking, like it was both modern yet had that kind of boom bappy hip hop type sample with a gospel cool blend of different styles. And I mean, obviously each rapper fucking killed it. They killed it. Their flow, their lyrics, it was great. The next track is Down Bad, which we already have a video to. So if you want to see the first reaction to that track, go down in the description for that link.
Up next, Lambo Truck, and it's featuring Cuz, Reason, and Childish Major.
We haven't heard too much of Cause. I feel like I've heard him featured on something. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to like really go back and check that. But right off the bat, I'm definitely getting like Earth Gang vibes, the way that they're coming off. Very unique vocals, that dragged out, loose, drugged out flow.
I like that shit.
Yeah, no, I love that shit. It adds character to the track.
Looking great but feeling bummy. I just ate but still I'm hungry. I got something but I ain't nothing. Brother tummy isn't chubby. Feels like nymphos, they keep coming.
Feels like nymphos, they keep coming. I fucking love that line. That was funny.
Boy just drop, give me the cue. I'm desperate enough to go do what it do. Sizzling and pop, hey, I got dot. I heard J Rock has been moving them units. Soul and Isaiah is shot.
Nice thick bass, very subtle like noises going on in the background. Lyrically, he's kind of calling out TDE, but in a respectful manner, which I think is really cool because you've heard J. Cole constantly go out there and say he wants to essentially be the next TDE with his Dreamville label. And he's definitely on his way to doing that. And so far, every single rapper's coming with that flow.
If I can't get a response from my label and get some more food on my table, we could turn this thing into a fable and take what I can if I'm able. Whoa. Locked up with some dreamers, can't believe it, you surprised, press.
I've been on the same shit, getting brain. I'm such a wise guy. Niggas took shots.
And on the same shit, getting brain, I'm such a wise guy.
But Cole just put up in a Lamborghini truck on the homies and God. We should rob that nigga. Rob that nigga? Yeah, rob that nigga. Look, rob my nigga. You can try.
Let's talk about robbing J. Cole.
Throw him in the back of a Lamborghini truck. Cole do something, we can let a Glock squeeze up. Wait till ease up. I ain't really trying to get involved, my nigga. Look, let's make a deal while I go and rob Cole. You go rob Top. Cool.
Picture me, having, I've been smoking, holding, sipping slow. Fuck you, nigga, I'm in it slow.
I like the comedic aspect of like robbing J. Cole and Top Dog. That was pretty funny.
All right. How about I rob J. Cole and you go rob Top Dog, all right? Truce.
Pretty good so far.
Yeah, no disappointments. The production is fucking top notch, man. I mean, every beat is just really engaging and interesting and slightly off kilter in the best ways possible.
The next track is Swivel and it's featuring Earth Gang and it looks like it's from their upcoming album Mirrorland.
Nigga, keep your head on the swivel. Trouble looking around the corner, run up on you any minute, you'll be gone. I done made it up, I done made it out, I done made a wave. We've been making waves, we've been making sounds.
Pretty good set of verses. Definitely had a fucking flow to it. I mean, just like everybody on this fucking album so far. It looks like he doesn't do Xans.
And when I was young, I ain't had to pop no guns. Nothing cracking in the slums you couldn't handle on your own. Shit around my block where we used to knock couple souls fly. Wasn't nothing like you guys, was y'all alone. Shit, they kept my head on the weaving bar.
It's pretty cool how the track is called Swivel and Dr. Dot opened up his verse talking about how you have to keep your head on a swivel. And here, in Johnny Venus's verse, has a callback saying, should have kept my head on a weaving bob. On the music side of things, I think it's really cool. It has that like reversed bass or something's getting reversed, so it has that like suction sound to it. It has like psychedelic tinge to it.
Neighborhood don't like fuck, we need the cop. That was way back, way before Ray can pass the rock. Left us with a needle and a jump shot.
I enjoyed that track a lot.
That track was something else. The chorus flowed and the way that he was ending everything. The way that they vocalize their verses in general are very unique, and not just their voices, but the way that they end their lines. It adds a bit of like a singing to it, even though they're rapping. It like drags out the tempo a little bit and then brings it back to rapping. It's pretty cool. The production I really enjoyed as well. Next track is Oh Wow, Swerve. And it looks like it has J. Cole, Zoink Gang, Key, and Maxo Cream.
Smoking my nappy dreads. How you scared to die, nigga? Don't believe that lie. I think that everybody happy dead. Swear the girls get damaged young from overexposure to the vultures that prey on them like pastors is supposed to. In years that my niggas got blood on they sneakers from bodies they might have caught. I don't judge knowing them, just knowing. At night when they get quiet, that shit can fuck with them.
J. Cole, you know, he's always bringing in a little bit of introspection. His verses are typically heavy with some kind of life lesson in some kind of way that he feel like he's learned. I hear, you know, he's talking about his background, saying he's seen worse just behind a gas station where he lives than this idea of hell that everybody has. It's pretty interesting, pretty heavy.
I don't do nothing if it don't make something, make a dollar, make me wonder, make me prouder, make me calmer, make me better. I ain't no killer, don't make me half the nigga. That's a bar, I had to give it to him. Never slouching, not even on couches in the living room.
He don't even slouch on the couch in his living room. That's for sure, man. He fucking delivers some fucking bars on that one. Beat switch.
I was murder block, cribs, we don't die, we multiply. Man, so talk a lot of shit, but is he really about that life?
We don't die, we multiply. I thought that was a fucking hard-ass line.
Trap house serving like hibachi, Draco chopstick, baby, AK. Different flavors like Takashi, 12-gauge shotty like I'm Treyway.
It's a call-out, obviously, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
A brick on your head and get you dropped like Debo. I'm slanging bricks like Craig, I'm trying to drop these, bro.
Debo from Friday, he's a big dude who like steals her chains.
Fucked up my whip cause I'm hot and I swear. Sorry that I scared you. I ain't do that on purpose.
I could hear Jid going, okay, hold up, before he started like his last little section there, that little outro.
I wanted more. I wanted more Jid. That track was pretty dope too. It was definitely heavier and lyrically maybe a little even harder, at least in terms of what Maxwell Cream was rapping about. And J. Cole, you know, he came with like the introspection, so definitely wasn't as light as some of these other tracks were. Even though they had some serious messages, this one was probably the heaviest overall.
Up next, Don't Hit Me Right Now, and it's featuring Boss, Cuz, Young Baby Tate, Guap Dad 4000, and Buddy.
Hey, I got the chopper, it's in like opera. I make it swoon the bitch. They know my name when I swear the lanes, they still ask who that is.
Is that Ari Lennox doing background vocals?
I don't know. Feeling like you're picking out her voice?
Yeah. Like the ahs.
I am the poster child, finessing the line, that's posing and clothing in line. I open and hoping these niggas are trying. I smoke 'em,
I see them, they buy it, they nibble it, they lie, they fibbing it, they charge, they children, they quiet.
This song is just about killing people. Guap Dad 4000 saying he has a chopper that sings like opera. Boz is over here saying that he's gonna smoke people. I don't know, he could be smoking weed, but it sounded like he was a threat to somebody. That he's wearing sheepskin, but that he is actually the wolf.
Say a prayer to bless mine. Listen to quiz, don't test mine. I ain't in whiz, but I get high. You ain't a mental, you get by.
I enjoyed that song. I don't think it was a favorite. I liked it. I can't say I disliked it.
That was an alright track. I kind of felt like it was a little all over the place. I mean, there was some kind of central theme of like, I don't know, being with a woman. There wasn't any kind of lyrical highlights for me. The rapping itself was fine. Guap Dad 4000, I thought his singing was pretty good. Young Baby Tate had a pretty good singing performance. It's just not something I think I would return to.
Yeah, I was right about the Ari Lennox additional vocals.
Next track is Wells Fargo featuring Jid, Earth Gang, Buddy, and Guap Dad 4000. Hopefully it's a diss track against the bank.
Is that my flamethrower beside you? Why it is? Please, sir, pass it this way. Can you hand me that pistol?
There's like 4 different accents, okay?
Get my gun, we got the rubber Wells Fargo. Cause I'm broad, we gonna get a whole carload.
I didn't have it above, I come to you as somebody as I know how. While telling the drugs and I'm out of my mind. In the meantime, I'ma just smoke this loud. My white face got me talking proper now. I got the BT too, so I'm hopping out.
Wow, buddy.
Came in hot.
Yeah, fuck yeah. It came like the machine guns you're talking about in the intro.
Machine guns, the fucking bazookas, fucking all of that shit.
Oh yeah, that was explosive, man. The chorus was kind of funny, like a group singing kind of loosely or drunk, but it came off really well. Especially to go right into that Buddy verse, which I wasn't expecting that flow after hearing that chorus at all. It was dope.
Without saying catch the first song to a nigga with a gun, nigga running your home and don't shot niggas and never look at them wrong again. Oh my god. Oh my god. On this licking. Come, give me some tongue, get it on young fun, yum.
Jid kind of had that 151 Rum style lyrically, where he kind of repeated a few words, really added a certain rhythm all on his own just from his rapping.
You get this? You record this?
This song's really intense.
I really like this song.
Yeah, I love it so far.
Oh, this is falling, the money is calling, I'm better forever and ever to you. Taking the boxes of chocolate, I'll send them, I'll ship them, I'll get them delivered to you.
I got the rubber Wells Fargo. Cause I'm broad, we gonna get a whole carload.
I really enjoyed that track. It's probably one of my favorites.
That track was bumping, dude. Like, that's something you can blast in your car and everybody's having a good time, dude. From the group sing chorus that, you know, everybody's gonna be singing along. If they ever do this live, it's gonna get the crowd moving. And just the way that they're doing this rapid fire flow, dude. I mean, Jid is usually the one I expect to kind of come with this kind of delivery, but I mean, Buddy came with it too. Guap Dad 4000's verse was pretty cool and added a bit of a change up in terms of the flow. The production side, again, stellar. Very rhythmic, pushing, moving. Had these like really cheap sounding horns laced in there, which worked fantastic. This was a standout track for sure.
Up next, Sleep Deprived featuring Lute, Omen, Mez, and Devani, I think.
Hip hop say my life is such a cliche quote. But before I grabbed the mic, I was the first to try to broke. Bitches in my DMs used to take me for a joke.
To me, Lute kind of sounds a little bit like J. Cole.
I don't really know much about Lute. I don't think I've ever heard him rap before, but I'm instantly already engaged into his life story. I always love the stories of like, oh yeah, when I was younger trying to make it, everybody thought I was a joke. Everybody talked shit. Everybody said, oh, what is that guy gonna do? Oh, he thinks he's hot shit, whatever. And then they end up coming out on top anyways, and like they get to gloat for the rest of their freaking lives, right? Not 100% sure at this moment, but I believe like the sleep deprived theme is going to come to the fact that others don't dream, like in terms of aspirations. I could be wrong there, but...
Remember us being younger, talking about getting signed to call. At so many adventure times, we used to run from the Jakes. To make it for Southside, we do whatever it takes.
This was a good verse by Mez, talking about how when he was younger, dreaming about being signed to J. Cole, and here they are in Dreamville. Come on, man. That's pretty cool. I personally like the lyric, so many adventure times we used to run from Jake's, obviously making reference to the Cartoon Network show, which I used to love, you know, chilling with my homies, you know, partaking in alternative medicine and watching Adventure Time. I don't know if there's an age limit on that kind of thing. I always felt like I was a little too old because I was already like 18, 19 watching that shit for the first time and really enjoying the hell out of it. That show was funny, man. I also liked, is it Captain Flapjack and Chowder? I used to watch all that shit.
My favorite show was Ed, Ed and Eddie off Cartoon Network.
I lose no sleep, but if I were with you, said I wouldn't make it, but I always prove wrong, yeah.
She had a pretty cool verse. It definitely had that kind of singing rap combo.
Her verse was really good. Her chorus.
Broke my heart to the point I had to find tape. Spraying Lysol sage just to wipe her away like eternal sunshine.
Spraying Lysol sage just to wipe her away like eternal sunshine. That was a cool reference to a fantastic movie, very visual. If you haven't seen that, go check it out.
I've been getting high summer crime ever since. Wonder why ill intent was inside of your skin, but damn. Dookie braids, droopy eyes, it was groupie love.
I enjoyed that song. It had elements that I enjoyed more, but as a whole, I actually really, really liked it.
Lyrically on point, everybody seemed to kind of come with the same themes. Everybody had a pretty good performance vocally. The beat was super, super chill. I really enjoyed it. Old-timey piano warped like a broken cassette or something. It was kind of like fucked up. It was in combination with modern sounding jazzy bass. I really enjoyed it. This was a good track.
Up next, Self Love featuring Ari Lennox, Boz, and Baby Rose.
I'm living without a purpose, wearing it on the surface, love. Self-love is the best love, but your love is the worst dry.
I really like the way Ari Lennox's voice is coming off.
Her vocal performance is usually top-notch. She has a beautiful voice, kind of underrated in a lot of ways.
Hard for me to face it when everything is changing, but your love is the worst drug.
I haven't heard a lot of Baby Rose. Unique as fuck voice, for sure.
I thought it was a dude, I'm not even gonna lie. It comes off a little bit with like a deeper voice.
She definitely has a deeper voice. She has a lot of vibrato to her voice too. Like the way she was able to shake the word drug on that was pretty cool.
How did we go from lost in your arms to arms in the conflict? Long on my conscience, lost in my thoughts. The cost of my art, we growing apart. Led you astray, as you would say. As soon as we clash, you add you the cake. As for the date, it was like last June to May. We were like, let's do the break.
I really like Boz's verse here. It was lyrically on theme with the rest of the track. Talking about the cost of his art, meaning going and being a rapper and doing all these shows and being basically away from home most of the time and probably away from your partner is driving him away from this person that he loves. Beautiful and tragic in the same notion.
That was a very beautiful song. And it actually like changed the mood of the album a little bit, but not in like a drastic way.
I really enjoyed it as well. I thought it was beautiful. Beautifully sung. The beat was pretty cool. Had like guitar in there for the main driving melodic element, along with like these very modern sounding 808s and drums. So I thought it was really cool. It's a really cool track.
Up next, Ladies, 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 featuring Jid and T.I.
I had a yellow girl, call her Dandelion. She be penniless, so no penny line. She fucked me, try and pluck a couple bucks like a banjo. And I kick her to the curb until she asked me, can she say the N-word?
Hey, can I say
Some
nigger
nerve.
He was unsure about it, and then she asked, could I say the N-word? And he was like, that's it.
I'm done.
You don't know nothing about no bitches.
Picked Sharika up and stole the car. She wasn't ashamed of me, trapping hard. Slept on the floor and never complained to me.
Basically, T.I. is just reminiscing about the women who used to steal for him. Stealing cars, another chick stealing merchandise.
This fucking writer dies, but then he got married.
Yeah, like the first one was kind of sweet. You know, Lorraine, she's out there, she got her hair done, and then she's going out in the rain regardless. But then he starts talking about all these other women who are just jacking shit for him. Remember those days?
If it happened, it was destiny. Shit was out of my hands, I'm saying. Man.
I enjoyed that song. It was really funny, actually. I liked hearing them talk about the ladies. All the ladies that they once had.
This was like a Gangster Mambo 5. This track was funny. It had a lot of humor to this album, which was kind of tending to get a little serious in the middle here. It brought up the mood again. The production was pretty unique. Chipmunk the vocals and kind of sounded like 1920s radio. It's sweet and endearing, even though the things they're talking about, the women they're talking about, maybe weren't so pure or whatever, but like the sample had a little bit of like an innocence to it, and so it made everything they're talking about seem kind of nostalgic and sweet. Next is Costa Rica, and it has Mez, Buddy, Jace, Reese LaFleur, Ski Mask the Slump God, Smoke Perp, and Guap Dad 4000. I hope that's everybody.
I got big dreams, so my watch got a big face. Girls getting missing like a motherfucking mixtape. Demons, they follow me deep in the dark. Niggas got problems with being apart. Salt in the wound and my heart in the cooler. Frozen like I gave my heart to my jeweler.
I like that line, demons, they follow me deep in the dark.
Yeah, it was pretty visual. Reese LaFleur was talking about riding a wave and then getting taxed, meaning you finally like achieve this kind of success, and then obviously you're gonna get taxed at a higher tax bracket, okay? I mean, that just happens. That's life.
I got fans in Costa Rica. I got fans in Costa Rica. I got fans in Costa Rica.
Laundromat with a temper, this a vicious cycle. Feel like Rihanna, bitches go wherever I go. Go against the grain like a battle in the silo. I'm going out west like a motherfucking 5-0. Niggas got me tight like Arthur's fist and shit. Like I'm not a arsonist and shit.
Got me tight like Arthur's fist and shit. Obviously talking about that meme.
Get out the chair, you get in the chair, the things in the mirror, the way they appear. You look to the rear, my niggas is near, my niggas revered.
Fucking with mans, you fucking with ass.
You ain't talking money, it's nonsense. Got your baby mama doing drugs in the mosh pit.
Got your baby mama doing drugs in the mosh pit.
Anybody who thought it was Betty by Jitty, I'm like a Jedi. Mind tricks live inside of your head. I devilish red eyes. At the airport, this girl asked me, hey,
Are you Swaley?
Wow.
Are you Sway Lee?
no, I'm not.
I'm Jed.
I ain't even mad. I started sucking on the titty, put my thumb in her ass. She had a little one that really wasn't nothing to grab, but did it anyway.
Alright.
Talking about putting thumbs in girls' asses? Got a little one, but it didn't matter anyway?
Yeah, that was like really fucking literal.
I fucking visualized that shit, dude.
I got too much skills. I flow like the water, so surprised I did not go kills. And I am your father like you was Luke Skywalker, and I concur.
I fucking love Ski Mask the Slump God so much.
I am your father, like you was Luke Skywalker. That was funny.
If you watch Star Wars, you know.
Yeah, if you watch Star Wars, you know. Motherfucker, if you've seen anything pop culture related in the past 20 years, you fucking know.
Let it burn like Usher's perm and can confirm. You really be did it, be gotta be kidding me. You really be sick in it, I got the remedy. I'm feeling like Goku, bitch, I need your energy. On a date with an AK. Hey, okay, go on a date with an AK. Hey.
That was a pretty funny way to end that
That
verse.
was great, dude.
I had the whole group singing.
That was fucking fun. That was great.
I'm feeling like Goku, bitch, I dig your energy. That was funny. Another funny line talking about I concur and I let it burn like Usher's perm.
I got fans in Costa Rica.
That was such a great, fun song. Ski Mask made it really fun for me, and it made me love the song. It was fucking great.
Everybody had a pretty killer flow. I wasn't the biggest fan of the chorus just because they put in a little bit too much for me. Other than that, I really enjoyed the track, and Ski Mask the Slump God, I thought, was probably the highlight, surprisingly. I mean, because Jid came with that super fast flow, but I don't know, man. Ski Mask, he just made me laugh.
I also enjoyed the music that they put under it. It did have like that Spanish, Latino vibe to it. So, you know, the song's called Costa Rica. It was fun.
Next track is 1993, and it has J. Cole, Jid, Kaz, Earth Gang, Smino, and Buddy.
We love some Smino.
Since 1993, I've been smoking weed. Ask about me. Roll up, and while you drink out, let's get fucked up. Roll up. Then drink out the water and threw the shit up. It's action my cup.
That's a fucking pet peeve of mine when people throw cigarette butts and fucking beer bottles and cups and anything. That is so disgusting. I am with Smino on that. About to do freaking Pusha T. Yuck.
Drunken partying, slobbering, another sloppy night. Always fight with my mama, but look on my lead night. I'll call her when I'm a baller. I'm not a mother's boy, I'm a motherfucker.
Can I smoke?
Can I smoke?
Can I smoke?
I'm not really sure what Buddy is talking about. Kind of like his little bits, only because they're kind of stuttering, interrupting the flow, but in a positive way. It's adding like a lot of personality. Causes last line that I'm not a mother's boy, I'm a motherfucker. It's like that line.
Fucking somebody's mama.
Yeah.
Sitting sideways, side stepping side, bitches side, eyes, light skin, knee stitches, mind your business.
Nick, stop rapping, start passing.
No, puff, puff, pass.
Yo, I'm trying to smoke, man. You guys keep rapping. I'm over here trying to smoke weed. What the fuck? This shit was funny, dude. Dr. Dot's verse, man. That's a highlight for sure.
Yeah.
Sitting sideways, sidestepping side bitches, side eyes, light skin, need stitches, mind your business. Like, just the way it started off, I was like, God damn. That was a good fucking verse right there.
The weed so strong, it got me scratched. The scratch so strong, it got me weak. Bling, ping like a lasso. The main king saved the queen from the castle.
It was pretty interesting the way Jid was doing his last bit of lines. It definitely reminded me of Old Dirty
I
Bastard.
was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that.
I mean, he is talking about sex and stuff like that. So maybe it's like, you know, he likes it raw.
Jeez. Maybe he likes it raw. That's the most serious fucking face ever. He likes it fucking raw.
No stranger to the blunt smoke, gun smoke. You niggas don't want smoke. No guts like that, swisher, we just smoke.
Wait, hold on. This nigga J. Cole, he done grew some dreads. He think he smoke now.
I always give J. Cole shit, huh?
Yeah. DiCaprio too, he's talking about, looks like someone's gonna borrow your charger. And here he's like, oh yeah, he grew some dreads and he thinks he's smoking weed. J. Cole's verse was pretty killer too. It was funny. But not only that, I really liked the lyric, no guts like the Swisher we just smoked. Because obviously to make a blunt, you gotta empty out that tobacco in the middle. That was dope. I like that a lot. No pun intended.
Up next, Rembrandt Run It Back featuring Jid, J. Cole, and Vince Staples.
You're starving, ribs touching. Touch the team and you get touched like home screen buttons.
Touch the team and you get touched like home screen buttons.
Bells or whatever they are that are coming in. I feel like I've heard that in DiCaprio too.
Yo squad, my squad, mismatch, piss ants, cheese chase, gym rats, picture paint, Rembrandts.
What we are and then what you are. What we are and then what you are.
Might with a bit of a change up. You think it's lame, we in minimal danger. I got the bangers, you give me the names, my nigga, put me in the game and I'm ready to play my main shit.
What a bit of a change up. And then he goes and he switches up his flow. That was cool.
Crack rock slanging on blacktop pavement. China ball, line them up, on the wall. Breathe deep, final call. How you niggas so rich? I'm not so convinced. My wrist costs more than your whip. And I don't wear that no more. That shit that'll attack you. Yeah, I'm the GOAT. No nigga don't at me.
Say he's the GOAT, don't at me. He's making a claim, all right?
People have said that he's a GOAT for a while. But is it him or Kendrick? Ooh.
Yeah, that's the question, right? It's always him or Kendrick. It's always Cole v. Kendrick. And, you know, everybody has their own sides. I won't get into that now.
Nigga, hey, yo, Dream, I had a glide, guy had a beam, running back. I had a dream, she and Celine, now me supreme, running back. I'm finna bring the summer back. I'm finna bring the Hummer back. Snug my gun in the function. Now Bussy not coming back.
I like how they introduced it with like the gunshots, like the automatic, and then they ended it with that. His verse was really good. That high-pitched voice that he does, and then he's talking about them bringing a Hummer back.
The choppiness of his flow was so rhythmic and so on point. He's up there in terms of my favorite rappers. I mean, he may be the top. I don't know. Like, just in terms of when I hear him, I get excited, man, because he's always inventive with his flows, and his lyrics always are sticky. Like, the words always just stick together, and he usually brings a sense of humor, but with a sense of seriousness at the same exact time, which is no different here. And he said he was ready for war, and we already know that from one.
War ready.
Yeah, he's war ready.
Bring the summer back.
Mentioned bringing the summer back. That's a good point. The Summertime 06. It was basically a classic. Fantastic. Next track is Sunset with J. Cole and Young Nudie. Right? Snooty. We've gotten called out on my pronunciation. I think I said nutty in one of the other tracks. I think it's Young Nudie. All right, let's go.
Or nutty, fuck it. Why not?
Yo, maybe he's gonna go nutty on this song.
Chase the money, chase the money.
Chase the money.
Niggas don't smoke, I want it too. Roses are red, but diamonds are blue. Pockets is green, a permanent hue. Big ass chopper make God flinch. Ducking from the boys in the field. Just as good as poison with the steel.
Oh man, J. Cole is headhunting and he's flexing his cash.
He's coming off really good in this. Like, he's switching up his flow a little bit. Not like I've heard him before, I feel like.
Lyrically, I haven't really heard him like go for this more like harder, more of like a bravado type feel. He's usually coming with a bit of introspection and commenting on society. Beat is sinister.
On that note, pull up on them folks in an all-black ghost like Christmas past. Vicious ass, low-key rich with the same outfit that I did just have.
Heard I eat from the brick, yeah, that made me. Nigga wanna hate, kid, money sound crazy.
I enjoyed that. It was fun to listen to. J. Cole outshined Young Nudie.
This probably wasn't my favorite track so far. It wasn't bad or anything. Like, it was fun to listen to. It's not like I hated it. Yeah. It wasn't a bad track at all. But, I mean, compared to the other songs that are like nothing but highlights basically, you know, this one was a little bit dimmer sounding, a little bit more sinister. Auto-tune or something they put on J. Cole's voice on the chorus was a little off-putting for me. Overall, it wasn't a bad track.
J. Cole's second verse, I enjoyed when they started bringing that bass in, like that dun dun dun, hyped up his next verse.
The next two tracks are Got Me and Middle Child, which we already have reactions to, so if you're interested in seeing those reactions, go down the description to find a link to those videos.
Up next, PTSD featuring Omen, Mariba, Dante Hitchcock, and Saint Beauty. And I think we've seen Mariba live with Jid. Wasn't she the one who was touring with him? I think that's her.
Used to bend for me like the steel of a hatchback. He was there for Q like a 4th grade class fact. No, I'ma miss you long as I'm alive. You said you either gonna be rich or that trying. I wish I didn't have the song to write.
The beat is starting off amazing. I love the jazzy drums. Like, they just add so much pace and rhythm, and she's able to keep up with it with her singing ability. Different melodies within it, too. Like, it wasn't just, like, the same melody over and over. Like, she kept it flowing like if she was rapping. It was pretty dope.
Mentally, physically, spiritually, I'm on a whole different energy. Fuck the world, but I need you to remember me. I had doubt myself, cause I used to feel that you would look at me differently. The realest nigga left in my own right, helping you with your vices, but can't seem to get a grip on my own life.
I really like this verse a lot. Talking about being in the darkest place possible and kind of finding yourself in that moment. There's like a bit of duality here in of being able to find yourself in these dark moments, but also the dark moments kind of still having an effect on you. There's a middle section in this verse where you're saying, trying to balance out the joy, the pain, the sun, the rain, my life and the fame. Don't get lost in the game, the gift, the shame, my skin, my veins. That part right there, that was awesome. Like, lyrically, had a lot of rhyming to it. I'm a big fan of like internal rhymes and things like that. And he was just like flowing, bam, 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 bam. It was really impactful.
Why I stay broke, I've been on a goose chase. Gotta swallow pride when they see me how the truth tastes. Off the beaten path like Blueface.
He's off the beaten path like Blueface. Blueface is known for being like off-kilter and a little bit off the beat.
Sister was homeless, don't visit her often. Been years since we talked, number changed. Saw you and my heart broke in a couple ways. Beat it off fast before I could address it. Hope I run into you before we both get to heaven.
When she came in there saying Beauty, I was pretty blown away.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, she hit a high pitch right off the fucking bat.
This is for the homies, all the homies, and the hoes.
That was alright. That was an alright song.
Wasn't my favorite off this album so far. I kind of thought Buddy's outro was a little off in terms of the theme of the song, because he had such heavy lyrics of introspection for Buddy to come in and say, you know, this is for the homies, like if it was some kind of like group or gang song or, you know, anything like about bringing people together when it wasn't. I didn't really think it really fit here at the end of the song. Next track is Sacrifices, and it has Earth Gang, J. Cole, Smino, and Saba. We like Smino, we like Saba, so let's go.
I don't know, nigga, I'm a lost head. Try to run, try to fly, try to flow, tennis on top of the desk. Baby, you got it, players. So I make sacrifices, bloody sacrifices.
I've never really heard Johnny Venus sing. Not like this, but he has actually a really good singing voice. There's a lot of emotion that comes across in his voice. And then to be able to like switch that up and go into that really fast rhythmic rapping, I thought was pretty impressive.
Who down, do what, wake up, the hell, heaven, we want, hands up, pay you, motherfucker, looking for, this dog, get some, hey.
That was pretty cool verse right there.
She nigga all red from the north with the pole. It ain't Santa Claus, brought my gifts to Atlanta, I'm Atlanta Claus. I can smell you pussy with a panty off. Ferguson days on Castro, wasn't no cash flow, but I'm good for the arch, I'm down to show. So I'm good for your heart, let me snatch your soul.
That was a pretty funny line when Smino talking about how he's good for the arch, like Dr. Scholl's, because I mean the arch referencing St. Louis where he's from, Dr. Scholl's being padding for your feet. This flow, everybody's flow in this track really good, and this is probably one of my favorite instrumentations so far going on. It kind of reminds me of reggae for some reason, like Bob Marley style of reggae. You know, not so much with the upticking and idiocentric rhythms, but more of that mellower, poppier side of reggae. I'm really digging it.
Used to cover my scars out here trying to cover the fader. Get Pro Tools knives in the faders. Tail pics, assalamu alaikum, you ain't.
Those internal rhymes were like top notch, dude. He said so much and so little. It was crazy.
I put my heart in my all in my art. I'm alternate. All of them are the same. It's harder to tell them apart some days.
Alright. Saba might have had the highlight. I mean, I thought Johnny Venus's verse where he was kind of doing that like 2-4 word lines and going bam, 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 bam. I thought that couldn't really be topped.
I've been so disconnected, my perspective is ignorant. When you rich niggas don't wanna correct you, say something crazy, they won't interject. 7 years old, off a Brad Boulevard, where they bag of the raw, they gon' stand on the corner, one hand on their balls, and they ran when the cops come. She gave me a heart to hold, I still got that shit to this day. She riding with me on the road, she riding with me in the A. Okay. She gave me the gift of my son, and plus we got one on the way.
J. Cole making reference that he has another kid on the way, which is kind of cool. Also made a reference there about when you're rich, people don't want to correct you. I thought it was pretty smart, really clever verse all the way around.
I don't love you, I'm supposed to.
I enjoyed that. Like, it did have a Bob Marley vibe in the beginning, like you said. But I think it was just Johnny Venus's voice that was giving me those vibes. It was an okay song. It wasn't my favorite, but it was good. And I feel like J. Cole, for me, was like the one who stood out the most. And then Saba, then Smino.
This actually was one of my favorites off this album. I thought the instrumentation was rather beautiful. I'm a fan of the guitar so far that they introduced in this album. It added a bit of like serenity to the songs. I honestly don't have a disappointment in terms of the performers. I thought Johnny Venus, his singing voice was surprisingly really good. Saba, again, I highlighted his internal rhymes, was like amazing. Smino had a fantastic flow and clever wordplay. J. Cole was really introspective on his verse. I mean, I thought everybody just kind of came through and really did their thing. This was a stellar song. This is Final Thoughts, where we give our favorite tracks and we give the album a rating. So what are your favorite tracks?
Okay, so in no order. Under the Sun, Down Bad, Lambo Truck, Swivel, Oh Wow, Swerve, Wells Fargo, Sleep Deprived, Self-Love, Ladies, 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 Costa Rica, 1993, and Rembrandt, Run It Back.
My favorite tracks are Under the Sun, Down Bad, Lambo Truck, Swivel, Wells Fargo, Sleep Deprived, Self-Love, Ladies, 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 Costa Rica, 1993, Rembrandt, Run It Back, and Sacrifices.
Similar, but not quite the same.
Yeah, we have a few differences, but it's basically, we came out with the same favorite tracks here. So if you had to give this album a rating for your first listen, what do you give it?
I'm going to give it a 8.8. It was a really good listen. I enjoyed all the features. I enjoyed the additional vocals, like Kendrick and Ari Lennox. I liked the vibes that they had throughout. It wasn't what I was expecting, but I feel like everyone delivered for the most part. I feel like they pulled a little bit from a lot of different genres, and I enjoyed that a lot.
I'm going to give this album a 9 out of 10. It's top notch. I mean, the amount of highlights and performances were just stacking up after every track. There wasn't really any real disappointment. Even the tracks I didn't list as my favorites, none of them are really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, so this was just a solid release. and you really can't get much better. One of my favorite things about this album was that it stayed away from a lot of cliche lyrics. There were some, but for the most part it did stay away from this cliche lyricism. Everybody kind of brought their own style to their respective songs that they were on, and for such a collaborative effort, it actually felt kind of focused. For this compilation to be cohesive like that, I thought was an achievement. If you like these music reaction videos, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that like button.
Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Heard It Now.
Let us know what you thought of Revenge of the Dreamers 3, and please let us know what we should react to next down in the comment section.
That's gonna be it, everybody. Bye.